the Chelsea Rundown, episode 48 for the Dolphins women's firsts and men's fifths for round 5. Unfortunately, there'll be no footage for the men's fifths, so don't hold your breath for that. However, I do have 2 of the participants here with me today. First off, Ace, how you doing, mate? Welcome back, sir.
Mate, every day's a good day, even if you have spent a little bit too much time under the golden sun and came away with a little bit of red skin. Probably looking a little bit more like a lobster than a dolphin today. But you know what? We all live under the same ocean, so great to be here.
Nice work, mate. And as long as you got some good memories out of it, I say the sunburn was worth it. And of course, joining us as always, Dr. Liesel. How are you this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Shall we jump straight into the women's first for Saturday, the 2nd of November, which was Chelsea v Melbourne. Liesel, please take me through that lineup.
Our lineup started with Kate Wines in centre field, myself on the hill, Narelle at shortstop, Jess behind the dish, Bron at third base, Liv at first base, Cassidy in left field, Mel at second, and Sam in right.
I'm noticing just a tight 9 there. No one on the bench?
No, so we were, I think, stretched for numbers between the two teams. So usually we would have Eliza joining us, but she went down to the 2s to help them out, and we had Narelle and Cassidy back with us in the 1s.
Very nice. Pod swimming back together once again. Liesel, take me through the highlights, please.
We had 3 triples on Saturday, which was amazing. It was a huge back fence at Melbourne. There was no cones. It was just straight to that back fence. So quite a few triples from our faster runners. I believe we had 2 doubles as well and some catches. I think Narelle had a catch at shortstop and Kate in centre field had one also.
Now, obviously, in my time in knowing yourself and Jess, your lovely wife, Teabagger, the girls have been pretty dominant. So obviously to experience a game like this where they've come out and held you to an 11-11 draw, if you can give us any insight into that, sort of what was the difference between sort of these guys and who you've been facing other weeks?
So it was definitely not our best game. We are quite a force, but I think there were just a few errors in the field. The ground was very rocky. I myself did not pitch my best. The mound was very high. The zone was a bit sort of iffy, but I think there was just quite some divots in the onto car. It was a huge back fence, as I was saying, so lots of running for our outfielders, and their field was very strong. So I think I was expecting much more of a jump from Div 3 to Div 2 when coming up this season. And I think this team was the first team that really challenged us. They were very aggressive, stealing bases, very good in their fielding. Their pitching was good. Their catcher had a strong arm to throw over. And they were just kept us neck and neck all day, really.
And have you seen every team now for the competition, or are there still a few unknowns?
No, so I think we've still got 2 more teams. I think we've got Waverley and we've got the Southeast Warriors, which I believe we are facing next week. And then I think we've seen everybody.
Southeast Warriors, typically a very tough side in the women's
comp. I may have been present for, was it the losing grand final against the Southeast Warriors? I came down up in town. Are we allowed to talk about it? Don't mention the war.
No. I wasn't playing that season, so but
not Liesel's fault.
Yeah. Just a quick note. Every grand final that Liesel's played in, the girls have won. So if you could turn back time.
Very nice work. What was the final score, all said and done?
The final score was a draw, 11-11.
I love it. Great work. Liesel, take us through, please, to the Golden Flipper Nom 1.
So nomination 1 was Liv for her triple that she got to right field. So it was an amazing hit straight. I think it rolled to the back of the right field fence. So she was effortlessly able to take those 3 bases.
Nice work. And whom then was nominee 2, please?
Nominee 2 was Narelle for her catch of a pop fly at shortstop. And from what I hear, it was actually Kate in centre field that told Narelle to stand in that spot right before the ball popped straight to her. So Kate likes to take credit for that one.
Should we update the poll in Facebook land then to reflect the real owner?
Little half nom for Kate on that one.
Very good. What about nom 3 this week, please, Liesel?
Nomination 3 goes to Bron for her 2 RBI singles, scoring myself, and I believe she scored Narelle as well.
Very nice work, ladies, all round. Liesl, that poll's up in Facebook land, which is excellent work. Thank you very much for doing that. Before we go on to the club results, we do need to give a quick shout out to Kate Wines for getting this week's nom. Well, not nom at all. She won this week's Victorian Baseball Batter of the Week. Shout out to you, Kate Wines. Great stuff. Keep it up. All right, Ace, mate, you were there on the men's fifths on Sunday, the 3rd of November, which was Chelsea versus Mulgrave. How did that game shape up, mate? And as I said earlier, there will be no footage. My apologies.
Yeah, well, because I'm a big fat loser and I've got nothing better to do on my weekends and try and get on down and mosey on to other people's teams just so I can keep swinging the pine and trying to better myself. I thought I'd put my hand up to go down and play with the fifths against Mulgrave. Thought I might have been the difference, but unfortunately it was a cracking game of baseball where we were neck and neck there for a little while, and big shout out to Big Brett Oakley, the butt cheeks of marble or granite you might call him. He cranked one over right field because he's a left-hand hitter. I was in a prime position on third base, sort of trotted down while I was just having a gaze at that beautiful thing hit over the fence. I'm not talking about his butt cheeks. I'm talking about the home run on that one. But yeah, it was absolutely cracking game. It sort of came down to the final dig. I think we had the last at bat, Liesl, correct? I think we needed 5 runs.
Yeah, so we needed 5 runs to, I think, tie it up in the last inning, and I think we scored 2, so we ended up losing by 3. But no, it was a close game. It was pretty tight all day.
And how did you go for numbers on the bench? Were there any spares?
We had 12 in total, so we batted through the full 12. But like I said to Gav, thank you very much. Big shout out to Gav for letting me come down just to swing the pine. I was very happy to sort of just DH or EH as they call it. It's one of the two. I don't know all the baseball lingo, so I just throw some words out there and hope you guys pick up what I'm putting down. But yeah, it was great to get down there. It was a beautiful day to play a bit of baseball and get away from the kids. Edit that bit out. Thanks, Teabagger. No, keep it in. I love my kids. Where are they? They're in bed. Sweet. Yeah, look, it was a really close game. Great effort by all of us. I thought we might have even pipped them back. They were pretty solid in the field. They definitely were a pretty good hitting side. That's sort of one thing I sort of noticed. And a lot of combinations of jerseys, at least. I don't know if you saw that, Berwick and Mulgrave and Cougars.
Yes, so they are a mixed side. It's Berwick, Mulgrave. Yeah, so they're a mixed team.
How very confused. I would be totally useless in that situation. I wouldn't know what was going on with multiple jerseys on the diamond.
Move on. Thank you very much. It was a great game and good on the fifth, and thanks for having me down. Will chucked a hell of a game. He sort of started out. Gav came out in the second dig through pretty well, and look, everyone in the field was very well. Matty Hannon, big shout out to you. I think you're a solid contributor. I can't wait for you to come up and play in the fourths, and I'm just going to keep pumping that ego, mate, until you learn that you're an absolute magician on the baseball field. Nice
work. And Liesl, as I understand it, was your debut at first base for the men's. How did that treat you?
Yes, so I've played a little bit of first base here and there, but never in the men's. So it was actually really fun to finally get a go there, especially pitching pretty much the full game the day before. It was good to give my arm a little bit of a rest, but everyone in the infield in my team has a cracking arm, so it's pretty easy work just to catch the balls that come to you and make the plays. So it's definitely credit to them.
Nice. What are your thought processes when the ball's getting thrown at you, getting their face behind the glove? And can you give us any insight into that? Is that something we should be doing, shouldn't be doing? I've just never played first. I may have looked across and see it at one stage. And maybe there was a little squeal come out, and I was like,
if you don't have your face directly in front of your glove as the ball's coming at you, then you're doing it wrong.
Are you sure it was a squeal, Ace? It may have been a
it might have been me squealing. I was actually scared because I don't know. Jack Smith and Matty Hannon, they've got some pretty powerful arms, and they weren't taking it easy on Liesl. I was like, oh, maybe I'd put your face there.
Oh, well, Liesl, you can't even tell. The broken nose is healed beautifully. Great patch-up work by your doctoring skills there to do that. But, Liesl, while I've got you, women's club results, please, for this past weekend, Saturday, 2nd November.
So our first drew 11-11 with Melbourne, and our seconds won 12-9 against Berwick Cougars.
Strong effort all round. Well done, ladies. Ace, over to you, mate, for the men's club results, please.
Yeah, so we had a winner. The firsts and the seconds both had a win in Doncaster. Surprised they found the place. 4-2 and 17-0. I believe Roscoe made his debut in the number 2. Big shout out to you, Roscoe. I heard you had a pretty good game. Our
Good work,
threes and our
Roscoe.
fourths both had a bye. And unfortunately, our fifths lost 10-13 against Mulgrave.
Oh, well, let's not shed too many tears, shall we? Let's move on and look forward to this coming week. Lisa, where will the women be this Saturday, 9 November, please?
So we have another doubleheader this Saturday. So we are at home. Our first will be playing at 1:30 and our seconds will be at 11 against Moorabbin.
Excellent. And heads up for all the viewers out there, this will obviously mean an extended rundown next week, as we'll have the camera firing for both games. You can look forward to that. Ace, mate, where are the men at this weekend, Sunday, 10 November, please?
Yeah, so our first and seconds are up at Blackburn, 2s at 1:30, 1s at 4 p.m. And our thirds and fours are playing against Springvale at home. Our 4s at 1:30, our 3s at 4 p.m. Scott Bailey, he loves to come on down. I know he's a big listener of the show. Hopefully you don't ping me with one of them fastballs you keep telling me about. And our fifths are facing off against Mulgrave again. What's going on?
So we played against their merged team with Berwick last week and we're playing against their flat Mulgrave team this week.
Let's hope they are flat and you come away with the biscuits this time.
Yeah,
Shout out to you, Buzz. Great work, mate. Looking forward to seeing you on the weekend. That will do it for this week. Thank you very much, Ace. Fine work, boys and self.
Remember, the pod always swims strongest together.
That they do. Dr. MD Liesel, thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you for having me.